doggy, come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. You're crazy and you smell bad. Do you know how many times I've been trying to film and it just like doesn't work out? So of course I try filming this on Friday the 13th. You know what? I don't want to jinx it. I'll just say I'm not afraid of Friday the 13th. I am very superstitious. But for some reason this day, it's just like good. I don't think I've ever had a bad Friday the 13th. Knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it. What else is new? I cut my hair off. I mean, there's not a huge difference, but it's enough for me to be like, I'm a new person. Honestly, I was having a crisis as per usual. So I changed my hair color. I still was having my crisis, so I was like, I need to cut it off. But besides that, hey. Yo, what up, home skillets? Today I'm so excited for this video. I've been wanting to do another alien video so bad. I knew I wanted to come back with a spooky video. Not sure if this is spooky, but it is a little weird. Like, I was kind of tripping out. I also was reading up on this when it was like 4 in the morning. So it was dark and it was just like silent. I never play music when I'm just like doing research. Oh, okay. Clean up your mess, dog. You are crazy. Don't give me that look. What? Are you trying to talk shit to me through your eyes? What was I saying? Oh yeah, it was super scary for me. So as you can tell from the title of this video that this is about alien abductions. You guys are gonna think I'm a psycho, but I genuinely think I've been abducted by aliens. I was really young, like I would still sleep in my parents' bed young, like that's how young I was, and I lost a tooth. I would just lay there and then keep like checking the time to see, oh, this, like, oh, 2 minutes have passed. I don't know why, but I was so obsessed with time. I still am. I just like look at the time for no reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of my existential crisis. Time is not real. Don't even get me started. I will have a mental breakdown. Anyways, I was laying in bed. I was waiting for the tooth fairy to come. So I'm looking out the window. I was watching all these cars pass by, and then there's this huge white bright light that just like passes right in front of my window. This sounds like I'm so making it up. I swear on my life, Bible, I swear on my fucking life. Right after I see this light, my whole body just like gets paralyzed, and I don't know if it was because I was scared and I just couldn't move my body, which has like never happened to me before. So I didn't know what was happening, but I just couldn't move my body and I couldn't talk. I was freaking out. My heart was beating so fast. I was just panicking. And then for what felt like probably 10 seconds, like 10 seconds passed, I finally was able to move again. And I was like, what was that? Like, my body has never just like not worked like that before. So I was freaking out, and then I look at the time and I lost my fucking mind, because I swear to God, like, I want to say about like 45 minutes passed. Almost an hour passed. I remember it was like almost an hour, but not quite an hour. So it was like, I'm just gonna say 45 minutes. About 45 minutes passed that I was conscious. Like I literally just looked at the fucking clock, at the same clock. Nothing moved. I just remember I was like, I saw a bright light. I was paralyzed. I just couldn't move. Look at the clock, a fucking hour passed, and I was like, what happened? And every time I tell someone that story, they're just like, I think you fell asleep. Bitch! I know I wasn't asleep. I was fucking awake and paralyzed. I was staring into the ceiling like, oh my god, I can't move. Either I'm fucking crazy or I was abducted by aliens. Honestly, I'm kind of confused because I didn't have like marks on my body or anything. Like, you know how people are like, oh, I was abducted by aliens and there's like a triangle on my body or something, like something fucking weird. I didn't have that, thank God. Maybe they looked at me and they were like, we can do better. Let's get a vegan. Wow. Anyways, so that's my alien abduction story, take it or leave it. But that's what I remember from when I was like super young, like super young, before I even knew, honestly, before I even knew what an alien abduction was. And that's why I always thought it was a tooth fairy, but now looking back I'm like, holy shit, I was taken. There are a lot of possibilities to that story, but I like to take the more interesting route. So I was abducted. Anyways, now that you've heard my story, I'm gonna read some that I found super interesting. So this one is probably the most popular one. This story is from 1961 by Barney and Betty Hill. This couple went public with their UFO story, which was pretty brave for the 60s. After they shared their story, a bunch of other people actually came forward with their own experiences. So this one pretty much kicked it off, I guess. I'm not good at storytelling, but let's continue. This couple claimed that they were on the road going home to New Hampshire after their trip from Canada when they saw a bright light in the sky. They stopped their car, got their binoculars, and looked at it when they saw alien-like creatures in the little ball of light. They got super freaked out, so they went back to their car. Which I would too. I would get the fuck out of there. I wouldn't even try to Snapchat that shit. I would bounce, bitch. After they got back to their car and continued their journey back home, they lost 2 hours of their memory, and somehow ended up 35 miles away from where they last remember being. Her dress was ripped and his shoes were scuffed. They obviously looked like they went through something. And another weird thing is both of their watches were stopped at the exact time they both saw the light in the sky. The couple became famous for their story and it just blew up, which sparked many other alien experience stories. This next one is spooky. This one got me. This one got me. In 1993, Kelly Cahill experienced an alien abduction while her and her family were driving home. She claimed to have seen a UFO in the sky with a blinding light. After her initial panic and after seeing a second car, she kind of got over it and just continued riding back home with her husband and her 3 kids. When she got home, she realized they were all missing a huge chunk of time. They just don't remember most of their trip back home. She also found an odd triangle marking right next to her belly button. For a while after that experience, she was hospitalized a bunch of times for either a uterine infection or severe stomach pain. Just a lot was going on in this area. As time progressed, she started remembering things. She started remembering really creepy things like humiliating medical procedures and alien-like creatures that were really scary and mind control, just all kinds of alien shit. But what's insane about the story is that other car she saw that night made the same exact report that she made, but they didn't want to be publicly named because they were afraid of being judged. This next one is super cool only because there's a photo. Linda Napolitano. Napoleon Dynamite. How the fuck do you say her name? Linda was abducted from her Manhattan apartment. This one is one of the most well-documented abductions ever. She claimed to have been kidnapped by a UFO literally from her apartment window. Oh, I love the story. Let's get to the good part. This is how she described her experience with the aliens. I'm standing up on nothing, and they take me out all the way up, way above the building. Oh, I hope I don't fall. The UFO opens up almost like a clam, and then I'm inside. I see benches similar to regular benches, and they're bringing me down a hallway. Doors open like sliding doors. Inside are all these lights and buttons and a big long table. I don't want to get up on that table. They get me on the table anyways. They start saying things to me and I'm yelling. I can still yell. One of them says something that sounds like Nabieg. Can you just imagine a fucking alien talking to you like, oh, that's exciting. I think they were trying to tell me to be quiet because he put his hand over my mouth. Now, her abduction story has been corroborated by 2 guards that were there. Here's what they said. There was an oval-shaped object hovering over the top of the apartment building 2 or 3 blocks up from where we sat. We didn't know where it came from. It happened too fast. Its lights turned from a bright reddish orange to a whitish blue coming out of the bottom. Green lights rotated around the edge of the saucer. A little girl or woman wearing a white gown sailed out of her window in a fetal position and then stood in mid-air in this beam of light. I could see 3 of the ugliest creatures I ever saw. I don't know what they were. They weren't human. Their heads were out of proportion, very large heads with no hair. Those buggers were escorting her into the craft. My partner screamed, "We have to go get them." We tried to get out of the car but couldn't. After the woman was escorted in, the oval turned reddish orange again and whisked off. Oh my god, this is the best part. Are you ready? Years later, in 2001, when did this happen? I don't know. Years later, in 2001, this photo was taken at Linda's apartment. These aliens might have been visiting to check on her. Look at this fucking photo! Are you serious right now? There's literally something just chilling outside of her apartment. After that, both of the bodyguards would later go on to suffer severe psychological problems after seeing what they did that night, but she still swears by that story to this day. That is crazy. Alright, this next one. This one's sad. In Michigan in 2012, trucker Scott Murray got a call from his wife. She thought that she was knocked out and possibly raped. He immediately went home and took his wife to the hospital. They didn't find any signs of rape, but they did find a burn mark on her shoulder. They just decided it was probably a nightmare or something. That was until the next day when he found disc-shaped burns in the grass by his garden. He also found a tree 20 feet away from that with burnt leaves on it. Then he decided something was wrong. He took his wife to see a hypnotic specialist, because that's the first thing that you do. This is where she started remembering shit. She started remembering being on a spaceship and them doing tests on her, and after that she started being paranoid and scared all the time. He later found his wife dead after returning home from a trip. Because he wanted answers, he took some of that burnt grass to a lab at a community college, and they ended up saying that it was radiation. It was a radiation burn. To this day, he still doesn't know what happened to his wife, but he believes her, and that's love. Alright, now this one isn't really an alien abduction story, but it is something like it. This is about the Men in Black. I think I've talked about the Men in Black before. If you don't know what the Men in Black are, they usually come to tell you stop meddling in our alien government shit. Not like that. Like, they're usually creepy about it, but that's basically the gist of it. Dr. Herbert Hopkins had a run-in with one of these Men in Black when he was studying an alien abduction case. In 1976, he was hired to consult on a case in Maine as a doctor and a hypnotist. While he was alone at home one night, he got a phone call from a guy who was from the New Jersey UFO Research Organization, informing him that he wanted to also discuss the case with him. He agreed and told the guy to come over, so we started walking downstairs to turn the porch light on so that the guy could find his house. Before he could even step out to turn the lights on, there was already a man walking up his porch stairs. I would freak the fuck out. I would freak the fuck out. He was dressed in all black, he had a little hat, he was bald, he had no hair anywhere. His skin was almost translucent, and he appeared to be wearing lipstick. Now that's just the overall description of the Men in Black. They all kind of look like that, I guess. I'm afraid to to run into one. But if I keep making these videos, then maybe I'll see one in real life. The weird guy just entered the house, and while they were talking about the case, he did something really weird that freaked him out. He took a coin, made it disappear, then said, "Neither you nor anyone else on this planet will ever see that coin again." He was just so confused. I would be too. I would be like, "Bitch, what? Pero like, how much was on that coin? How much?" This made him get rid of everything he had on that case. He stopped investigating. He just was so freaked out. He was like, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. He listened to the guy and just got rid of everything that he had. He was so weirded out and so confused, and after he did some research, he found out that there is actually no such thing as the New Jersey UFO Research Organization. There are a lot of stories about the Men in Black. Let me know if you guys want more Men in Black stories, because they're really interesting. Those are a few of my favorite abduction stories. I don't know if this was scary. I don't think it was scary or spooky, really, but I thought it was interesting. So let me know if you want more. I love these so much. I love aliens so much. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This was so fun. I love talking about this stuff. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. What the fuck else is there? Snapchat. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, then what did you expect? Comment down below what your favorite alien is. Mine are the ones that look like humans and they just walk among us and you don't even know that they're aliens. I also like the ones that look like lizards. I'm still not sure if they're actually aliens or if they're just like lizard people. You know what I'm talking about. My sister was so convinced that she went to school with one of those. So I believe her, but I believe everything. So I don't know if my opinion's valid on that. Anyways, this is fun. I love you guys and I'll see you guys. What was that little fucking gang sign, bitch? Anyways, I love you guys and I miss you guys and I will see you when I see you. Adios, bitchachos. Don't get abducted by aliens.
Do you love me?